A very good morning, students. So, class 6 students, I'm going to teach you science. Okay, today we are going to continue with the same chapter. That is your chapter 9 and movements of the body. Okay, so in the science class, in the last classes, I have taught you. About the spine, about the skull, about the function of the skeletal system and all. Yes or no? But the thing is that today I'm going to teach you about the spine. Okay, what is the spine? Now here the spine. The spine is also called the vertical columns or backbone. Okay, that means it is known as a vertical columns or a backbone. The spine is known as the other name for the spine is known as a vertical column or the backbone. Okay, it consists of this spine, this vertical column. This spine consists of small bones which is connected with each other. Okay, it's known as a vertebral, and the vertebrae and these vertebrae are hollow in shape. That means they alikati gairo khaliko hollow in shape. Okay, they are hollow in the shape, and this spine cause joins towards the tube like a thread running to the beats. It also protects this spine cords, okay, which runs towards the tubes like a thread, okay, that helps to protect the vertebra. Okay, so this vertebra runs just below from the neck, from up to the below the hip. Okay, so this rubbery tissue is known as a cartilage between them. The rubber tissue which is between them is known as a cartilage. Okay, it allows them to move smoothly. The vertebra, how does the vertebra helps? Okay, how does the vertebra helps in the body? Is that vertebra always has the waist to bend forward, backward, okay, sideways, and twist from the waist. That means they have to do this. Vertebra help us to bend like this, bend sideways, bend forward, and bend at the backwards. Okay, so this vertebra in the neck allow us to move the head side by side also. Okay, it help us to move the head side by side and bend the neck forward and the backward also. Okay, it is vertebra. Okay, so which is present at the back side of the neck. Okay, now let's go to the another topic, that is the rib cage. Okay, so we are going to talk about the rib cage. So before going to this rib cage, I'm going to show you the diagram. Okay, I'm going to show you the diagram of the rib cage. Okay, see, this is your rib cage. Okay, this is your rib cage. Did you see? This is your rib cage. Understand? This is your rib cage. So this is your rib cage, okay, which is present in your chest. So I'm going to teach you this one, the rib cage. The running through the center of the chest is the breastbone or the sternum. Joined to is a strong curved muscles bones. Okay, bones called ribs. Okay, that means rib cage are present over the chest, and this rib cage, how does it helps? It helps to protect our lungs, our heart from getting damaged. Okay, that means if the ball comes, by mistakenly if you are playing the football and all, if you are playing football and all, by mistakenly sometimes the football comes directly towards you. Okay, and it just hit to the chest. It hit towards the chest. So when it hit the chest, automatically your heart or the lungs did not get damaged because it is inside the rib cage. It is inside the rib cage. Okay, so it helps to protect the lungs or the heart to get damaged from the outside injuries. Okay, so this is the main function of the rib cage, and moreover the main function is that when you breathe out, when you inhale the air, then it helps to expand and it helps to enclose. Okay, this is how the rib cage does. Okay, so now another point is muscular system. Now in the muscular system, the muscular system is the muscular system is a system which are attached to the skeletal system and cause different movements of the body. Okay, and this muscular system are of 4 types. That is the voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles, and cardiac muscles, and muscle cells. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you about the voluntary muscle. Now what happens in the voluntary muscle is that they are the muscles attached to the body. Okay, it is attached to the bone. These muscles are attached to the bones. They are under our control. That means they are totally under our control. These voluntary muscles which are attached to the bones, they are under our control. That is, they walk according to our wish. This type of muscle always walk according to our wish. They does not walk automatically. this muscle always help us to walk according to our wish. Okay, so it is our control. Okay, the muscle can contract and relax and thus in the movement and locomotion and muscle of arms. And example, the good example of the voluntary muscles are arms and legs. Okay, this type of arms and legs, if you just stretch your hand, if you stretch your hands, if you just move your legs, we are doing, because we want to walk, we want to do something. Yes, it is under our control, under our wish. So involuntary muscle means it is somewhat different. Okay, these muscles are not attached to the bones. Okay, compared to the voluntary muscles are attached to the bones, whereas involuntary muscles, they are not attached to the bones. Okay, they are not connected with the bones. Did you get it? They are not under the control, they are not under our control, whereas involuntary muscle, they are under our control, but whereas involuntary muscles, they are not in our control. They do not walk according to our wish. Okay, that means they does not walk according to our wish compared to voluntary muscles. Did you get it? This is the difference between the voluntary and involuntary. Once again, I am saying you is that voluntary muscles are attached to the bones, whereas the involuntary muscles are not attached to the bones. Did you get it? Whereas voluntary muscles are under our control, whereas involuntary muscles are not under our control. Did you get it? Voluntary muscles can do the work according to our wish, whereas compared to involuntary muscles, the work are not done according to our wish. Okay, it is done automatically, like muscles of alimentary canals. Did you get it? Now let's go to the cardiac muscles. These are the heart muscles that are involuntary, that do not walk according to our will. This muscle pumps blood through the arteries. Now, these cardiac muscles are mostly formed in the chest. It is formed in the heart. It is formed in the heart. Okay, and these muscles, this kind of muscles are not in our control, as it pumps the blood to all parts of the body. It pumps blood to all parts of the body, and it is not done according to our will. Now is Meses cells. Now these muscles are muscular tissue to make up the muscular system. This is how the voluntary muscle, involuntary muscle, cardiac muscles and the Meses cells are different from each other. Did you get it? So let's go to another point, that is the movement of human beings. Okay, so now look here students, I'm going to teach you about the movement of the voluntary speech. Okay, this one. Okay, page number 74. Okay, this is your page number 74. Please look at your page number 74. I'm going to teach you this topic, that is movement in human beings. Okay, so let us go. The movement in a man or in other highest animals is brought about by the bones. Okay, that means the movement in the man or the other higher animals, whatever the movements are done, it is done with the help of the bones. Okay, so the muscle that is under our control are called the voluntary muscle, whereas the muscle which are not under our control are called involuntary muscles. Okay, so this muscle work quickly and powerfully and relax of the body, quickly they get tired very soon. Okay, so this the contraction relaxation of the muscle brings about the movement of the high animals, from which a leverage is provided by the bones. The voluntary muscle walk in the pairs. The muscles are attached to the bones by the strong fibers called a tendon. Okay, now this means these muscles, okay, the voluntary muscle always walks in a pair. They does not walk in a single. They always walk in a pairs, and they always have to work together. Did you get it? Whereas the voluntary muscles are different from the involuntary muscles. Did you get it? So I am going to repeat again. What is the difference between voluntary and involuntary muscle? Is that voluntary muscles are always under our control and it is attached to the bone, whereas involuntary muscles are not attached to the bones and they are not under our control. Okay, voluntary muscles, they work according to our wish, whereas compared to the involuntary muscles, it is not work under our wish. So it is the difference between the voluntary and involuntary muscles. Okay, so this was the topic about topic about today's. So in this next coming chapter, in next coming topic, I'm going to read about the I'm going to talk about some of the topics. Okay, so students, if you don't understand, you can leave your message in class group. Okay, thank you so much, students.